Have you ever caught a glimpse of yourself in the mirror and thought, do people still find me attractive? If so, you're not alone. As we grow older, especially past 55, it's common to wonder if we still have that spark, that magnetic quality that used to turn heads in our younger years. But here's the truth most men don't hear enough. Attractiveness doesn't fade with age, it evolves. While the world often praises youth, real charm, confidence, and appeal often come after the age of 50. Think about it. You've lived through decades of experiences, challenges, triumphs, and lessons that younger men haven't even imagined yet. That kind of maturity shows in the way you speak, the way you move, and how you carry yourself. It's subtle, yes, but incredibly powerful. In American culture, we're starting to see more appreciation for the silver fox, the man who wears his years with pride. From Hollywood actors to the guy at the local hardware store who always has a calm word of advice, there's something undeniably attractive about a man who knows who he is. You may not realize it, but the way others respond to you, the conversations, the compliments, the lingering glances, all carry hidden messages. And the good news? You don't have to run marathons, have a six-pack, or dye your hair to be seen as appealing. In this video, we're diving into 7 clear signs that you're still an attractive older man, even if you don't see it yourself. By the end, you might just start looking at yourself a little differently and with a lot more pride. Now, let's get started. 1. People often turn to you for advice or help. One of the clearest, yet most overlooked signs of attractiveness in older men is how often people come to you for guidance. Maybe it's your daughter asking for parenting advice, a younger coworker seeking career tips, or a neighbor asking for help with a home project. On the surface, it may feel like you're just being helpful, but there's more to it. When people repeatedly turn to you, it's because they see something in you. Wisdom, reliability, and a quiet strength that puts them at ease. These traits are deeply attractive, especially to women. You've been through things. You've solved real problems, made tough decisions, and learned how to stay calm when life gets messy. That kind of lived-in confidence is something younger men can't fake, and people sense it right away. You don't need to puff up your chest or speak the loudest in the room. Just your presence, steady and grounded, is often enough to draw others in. Women in particular are drawn to men who can listen without judgment, offer perspective without preaching, and stay composed under pressure. If someone feels safe opening up to you, even if it's just asking for directions or a second opinion on a life choice, that says something powerful about how you're perceived. So the next time someone leans in and says, "Can I get your take on something?" don't shrug it off. That's not just respect, that's attraction, showing up in a more mature, meaningful way. 2. You get noticed for how you present yourself. You don't have to wear designer labels or follow the latest trends to turn heads. In fact, if people frequently mention how polished, sharp, or well put together you look, it's a clear signal that your appearance leaves an impression. A compliment like, "You always look so crisp," or "That color really suits you," isn't just about fabric or fit, it's about presence. It shows that the way you dress and take care of yourself speaks louder than you think. Whether it's the simple elegance of a pressed shirt, the intentional choice of a quality watch, or the way your shoes are always clean and shined, these small details say something. You take pride in who you are. As men age, many develop a style that's less about flash and more about character. And that kind of authenticity is attractive. It's not about trying to look younger, it's about showing up as the best version of yourself. Women tend to be highly attuned to these cues. They'll notice when your beard is trimmed just right, when your scent is subtle but memorable, or when you carry yourself with understated elegance. Even if they don't say it directly, a nod, a smile, or a friendly compliment often reveals what they're thinking. The way you maintain your appearance without overdoing it signals confidence, care, and attention to detail. And that, at any age, makes people take a second look. So if someone tells you, "You always look good," believe them. They're not just talking about your outfit. They're seeing the man behind it. 3. Tip women hold your gaze longer than expected. Sometimes the most telling signs aren't spoken, they're seen. If you've ever noticed a woman looking at you a little longer than seems necessary, you may have shrugged it off. But that pause, that extra second or two of eye contact often speaks volumes. It's not about staring or anything obvious. It's subtle. A glance that lingers just a moment longer, a brief lock of eyes that makes you wonder if there's something more behind it. That's not coincidence. It's a quiet form of admiration. Women are naturally intuitive when they feel drawn to someone, especially someone who carries himself with calm assurance. They may not say it outright, but their eyes will. It's their way of expressing interest without crossing a line. And unlike casual eye contact, this kind carries a different weight. It's curious, it's appreciative, and often it's sincere. You might recall a time at a coffee shop or while waiting in line at the post office when someone met your eyes and didn't immediately look away. Maybe she smiled faintly, maybe she didn't. Either way, that subtle moment wasn't random, it was recognition. Something about you caught her attention. Whether it's your posture, the lines of experience on your face, or the relaxed energy you give off, women notice. And sometimes, they say it with their eyes. So the next time you catch someone glancing your way more than once, don't overthink it, and certainly don't ignore it. It might be the most natural, unspoken compliment you'll receive all day. 4. Women easily engage in conversation with you. Have you ever found yourself deep in conversation with a woman, maybe at a community event, in line at the grocery store, or even during a casual walk, and realized the exchange felt effortless? That's not just friendliness, it's often a subtle sign of attraction. As an older man, you bring something to the table that younger guys usually haven't mastered yet: the art of meaningful conversation. You're not in a rush to talk about yourself. You know how to listen, how to pause at the right moment, and how to respond with thoughtfulness. That balance between confidence and humility creates a comfort that draws people in, especially women. It's not just about what you say, but how you say it. Your tone is calm, your eye contact is steady, your stories are rich with experience, not ego. That kind of presence makes others feel seen and heard, and in today's world, that's rare. Women notice when they feel understood, and when they find themselves opening up, laughing more, or lingering in a conversation with you longer than they expected, that's often because your energy feels safe, grounded, and real. You don't have to flirt or be overly charming. Your quiet charisma speaks for itself. It's in the way you ask about her day and genuinely care about the answer. It's in the way you share a moment, not just fill silence. So if women often strike up conversations with you or seem happy to keep them going, it's not just because you're easy to talk to. It's because there's something about you that they're naturally drawn to. 5. You carry yourself with calm confidence. You don't have to say a word for people to know you're sure of yourself. It shows in how you walk into a room, how you sit, how you respond, not react. That calm, unshakable energy is one of the most magnetic qualities an older man can have. Unlike the loud, showy bravado that often defines younger men, your confidence is quieter, but much more powerful. You're not trying to prove anything. You've been through enough in life to know who you are, what matters, and what doesn't. That self-assurance doesn't need to be announced, it's felt. When you speak, you do so with intention. You don't rush to fill silence, and you're comfortable letting others have the floor. You smile when it feels right, not because you're trying to charm, but because you're at ease in your own skin. That natural steadiness creates a presence that's both reassuring and compelling. Women in particular pick up on this kind of energy. They feel it when you're not flustered by chaos, when you can stay grounded in moments that make others anxious. It's not just attractive, it's comforting. Take a moment to think about how people react around you. Do conversations naturally settle when you enter the room? Do others seem to lean in when you speak or trust your perspective without hesitation? That's not accidental. That's presence. True confidence doesn't demand attention, it earns it quietly. And if you're carrying yourself with that kind of grace and certainty, chances are people are noticing more than you think. 6. You receive subtle compliments about your vitality. You don't need to run marathons or bench press 200 pounds to get noticed. Sometimes it's the smaller remarks that say the most. You've got great posture, or I hope I have that kind of energy when I'm your age. These seemingly casual comments often reflect a quiet admiration for the way you take care of yourself. As we get older, staying active, flexible, and engaged becomes more important and more noticeable. Whether it's your daily morning walk, your habit of standing tall, or simply the fact that you move with ease and purpose, these things don't go unnoticed. People sense strength not just in your physique, but in how you carry yourself. Women in particular are drawn to men who look like they haven't given up on themselves. It's not about chasing youth. It's about staying present, alert, and full of life. When someone compliments your handshake, the firmness of your stride, or the way you seem younger than your years, it's often their way of acknowledging something deeper. You've still got vitality. You don't have to talk about your fitness routine or make a big deal out of it. Your consistency speaks for itself. The way you stretch before stepping out, the fact that you still climb stairs without hesitation, or that you show up with a spark in your eye, that's what people remember. So the next time someone says, "You seem like you stay pretty active," take it to heart. They're not just complimenting your health, they're recognizing a kind of presence that's rare and deeply attractive. 7. Women laugh at your jokes, even the simple ones. You don't need a stand-up routine or a sharp punchline to get a laugh. Sometimes, the most telling sign of charm is when women genuinely laugh at your stories, even the ones you've told a few times before, or those classic dad jokes with a groan-worthy twist. That laughter isn't just about the joke, it's about how you make people feel. When someone finds you funny, especially with lighthearted or self-aware humor, it usually means they feel relaxed around you. And that comfort often stems from attraction. At this stage in life, your humor is likely rooted in experience, timing, and knowing how to read the room. You're not trying to be the center of attention, you're simply enjoying the moment, sharing a laugh without trying too hard. And that kind of authenticity is magnetic. Women appreciate a man who can be playful without being crude, clever without being arrogant. They enjoy someone who doesn't take himself too seriously, who can laugh at life and at himself with grace. That kind of humor reflects emotional intelligence, confidence, and warmth. Think back to recent conversations. Did she chuckle and touch your arm as you delivered a joke? Did her eyes light up when you shared a funny observation about everyday life? That response often means more than words. When laughter flows easily, connection follows. And if your sense of humor consistently brings smiles, even with the simplest quips, take that as a clear signal. You're not just amusing, you're deeply engaging. So go ahead, tell that corny joke. Chances are she's not just laughing because it's funny, she's laughing because she enjoys you. So what does all this mean for you? It means that attractiveness doesn't fade with age, it evolves. It becomes less about surface-level looks and more about presence, wisdom, and the quiet strength that only comes with life experience. The way people respond to you, whether it's a lingering glance, a compliment on your style, or the ease with which conversations unfold, these aren't random. They're signs, and they matter. You might not hear "you're handsome" outright, but when someone values your opinion, laughs at your jokes, or feels comfortable around you, they're telling you something. You've reached a stage in life where your appeal runs deeper than it ever did in your 20s. It's not about chasing approval, it's about owning who you are. Your calm confidence, your sense of humor, your attention to how you present yourself, these are all reflections of a man who knows himself. And that kind of man, he stands out, often without even realizing it. So if you've ever doubted your ability to still turn heads or make an impression, think again. You bring something unique to the table, something that can't be faked, rushed, or replicated. And people, especially women, notice it. Walk tall, speak with intention, dress with care, smile when you mean it. Because the most attractive version of you isn't behind you, he's here, right now. If something in today's video made you nod, smile, or think twice about yourself in a good way, let us know. Which of these signs felt familiar? Drop a comment below and share your experience. I read every single one, and your story could truly encourage someone else watching. And if you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and tap the bell so you don't miss future content made just for men like you. Thanks for watching, and remember, your best years might just be the ones you're living right now.